presentation of the 2026 tentative budget. And just as a reminder, our preliminary budget will be October 1st. And I'll introduce Sarah Reynolds, our Comptroller, and I'll let her take it from here.
Okay.
Thanks, Sarah.
Thank you, Supervisor Leenhouts. When you purchase a home or you start a business, you are investing in a community. Community spaces and facilities are an extension of our individual homes that provide a quality of life. They should be modern, efficient, and attractive. Like our individual homes, basic maintenance of our community is paramount. We also desire to make home improvements, update our community home to exceed standards, add amenities, and beautify our spaces to be aesthetically pleasing. Residents, business owners, and municipal staff are partners in maintaining those spaces and facilities. We are mutually responsible for protecting our investment. Your property tax dollars do just that. This pie chart provides a visual illustration of the allocation of your property tax dollars. School taxes, in blue, comprise 69%. Monroe County, in green, receives 24%. The Town of Penfield, which is the orange slice, comprises a mere 7%. However, that 7% is an exceptional value. And I'm here today to give you an overview of what 7% looks like in terms of dollars and how the Town of Penfield intends to apply those dollars in 2026. The tentative budget, or appropriations for 2026, total nearly $25.8 million, a 5% increase over 2025. New York State imposes a 2% tax cap. However, non-tax revenues, such as, non-property tax revenues, such as sales tax, fees for services, interest income, grants, and fund balance, are used to offset appropriations and ideally bring the taxes levied below the tax cap. The net of the total, less non-tax revenues, is the amount levied in taxes to our community. The total levy for 2026 is yet to be determined, as we are waiting on accurate estimates for some appropriations, and we are working on a multi-year projection to ensure that fund balance is leveraged in the best interests of our community. So that's a good segue into our intentions for the 2026 appropriations. We serve approximately 39,000 residents. The tax roll consists of 14,103 parcels with a total taxable value approaching $4.5 billion. The amount levied is equally distributed across this tax roll per $1,000. The average single-family home in Penfield is currently assessed at $279,000. So the average single-family home would pay 279 times the tax rate. The 2025 average town tax portion, that's 7% of your total property tax bill, was $570. With this in mind, consider how the Town of Penfield intends to employ your tax dollars. Our goals include planning for the future through initiatives such as the development of an active transportation plan, which provides for multiple modes of transportation, hiking, biking, walking, and considers trails and roads to connect one area of Penfield to another. Second, the Climate Action Plan will enhance sustainability practices and reduce our carbon footprint to the benefit of future generations. Third, wetland and sewer mapping will ensure that our infrastructure is sound. And finally, Penfield has earned the distinguished title of Tree City USA by the Arbor Day Foundation, and we intend to maintain that status while expanding the number and variety of native trees and ornamentals to enhance our spaces. Our second goal is to maintain and/or update our current assets. This includes grass cutting, plowing, and salt for our roads, new seating for our library, new sidewalks, roof repair and replacement. Third, we intend to provide for our community the recreational programs and amenities that support health and wellness for active bodies and library resources for active minds. We also provide for our community through improvements to our community spaces and facilities. Capital projects, such as the Clark House renovation, are not generally included in the operational budget, but are a consideration as we determine how much fund balance to use towards operational expenditures. Funding large-scale projects that enhance our community spaces are a goal. Above all else, we want to accomplish everything while maintaining or establishing a reasonable tax rate. This chart demonstrates how the budgeted $25.8 million is distributed. The Town of Penfield provides services. People are required to provide services and to reach our goals for the community. Therefore, employees comprise 45% of the budget. We also need the tools and materials to maintain and upgrade our spaces and facilities. Equipment and capital outlay equals 18% of the budget. Contractual expenditures total 31% of the budget, and debt service makes up the remaining 6%. I'm going to provide more detail on each slice of this pie. To effectively care for and develop our community's spaces, facilities, and amenities, we need to attract and retain the best and the brightest. At 45% of the total budget, our tax dollars support the salaries of the more than 140 full-time and part-time hard-working folks who plow and salt our roads in the winter, cut the grass, and clean up the trash at our parks in the summer. These folks provide recreational, health, and wellness opportunities to us, our senior population, and our children. Property tax dollars support the forward-thinking engineers and planners who are helping our town to grow while maintaining its character and considering environmental sustainability. Many of these people live in our community, shop at our businesses, and use the very same town facilities as our neighbors. We have skin in the game, and we believe in our town. The 2026 tentative budget includes a 2.75% cost of living adjustment to ensure that we offer competitive living wages that allow us to retain our valued public servants. In addition to retaining the sharpest people, we must also give them the tools to get the job done right the first time and with efficiency. At 18% of the total budget, this includes heavy-duty equipment, such as new dump trucks and snowplows, as well as funding for our annual road program. It also includes improvements to our parks, such as new LED lights and light poles for Harris Wayland Park, resurfacing of our basketball courts, and new trees. At 31% of the budget, contractual expenditures comprise a wide variety of appropriations. It covers everything from the RG&E bill to road salt to library books. For example, the RG&E for Town Hall, the Penfield Community Center, the Department of Public Works, and all of our lodges equals $153,000. 9,000 tons of road salt equals $370,000. And library expenses such as books, videos, and periodicals equals $390,000. And without PCTV, we wouldn't be coming to you live today and communicating with the community we serve, which is a topmost priority. PCTV and other communications-related expenses equal $103,000. To finance home improvements, homeowners will acquire a home equity loan. Debt service in the form of bonds allows the town to finance large-scale capital projects or community improvements at low interest rates. Included in the budget and comprising approximately 6% of the overall budget is appropriations for debt service payments. The Town of Penfield pays interest and principal on one serial bond in the general fund totaling $103,000 due in 2026 for the acquisition of the Shadow Pines land. That bond expires in December of 2047. We anticipate finalizing an additional bond for the construction of the DPW facility that will expire in 2049. The interest and principal is estimated at $1.1 million due in 2026. There is a small bond in the Highway Fund related to Jamondaway Road that will mature in 2027. The 2026 amount due is $11,000. And in the Sewer Fund, there are several remaining bonds expiring in 2026, 27, 28, 2032, and the final bond in 2035. The total interest and principal due in 2026 for all sewer bonds equals $607,000. I want to highlight major fund and department distributions briefly. There are 22 departments in the general fund, including the town clerk, code enforcement, town security, and the town historian, just to name a few. Total appropriations for all 22 budgets equals nearly $16.7 million, of which recreation equals $2.8 million, and the Parks Department equals $1.2 million. The total operating budget for the Highway Department equals $6.8 million, and the library at 9% of the budget equals $2.4 million. To recap, when you receive your property tax bill, remember 7% of your total property tax owed is distributed to your town, your immediate community, and an extension of your home. For less than 2 months of RG&E, your annual town property tax dollars provide employment for over 140 neighbors who provide services to you, including marriage and dog licensing, facilities maintenance at the community center and our lodges, and very soon the Clark House, parks maintenance, including playgrounds, trails, and pickleball courts at Rothfuss and Shadow Pines Park, and concerts in Veterans Park, the Memorial and July 4th parades, and the July 4th fireworks show. And the too numerous to count library services such as books, audiobooks, and celebrated visiting authors. You get an incredible value for your town tax dollar, your investment in our community. Thank you.
Thanks, Sarah. Great job. I know it's been busy the last couple months at the very least. I really appreciate it, all your work. And more details to come this month. The board's has a lot more work to do, and we'll have more detail for the October 1st preliminary budget. I sometimes get it mixed up with the tentative, but preliminary on October 1st. We'll have a public hearing, as you can see on the screen. All right, thank you, Sarah.